but I do know that I don't have the immunity that he has, so I can't avoid it. So let me just recognize the presence of my Honorable Minister of State of Petroleum Resources, represented by Director of Human Resources. Of course, the leader of the Amazon. If you are a woman, please say hey. Hey! Senator Kibo Okadibo, as you all know, she's our chairman, the first chairman of the NNPC Ltd, and she's taking us into the journey. The government did what many people have been clamoring for decades, the Beijing Protocol, that we should be 35. But my last count of the statistic, I think we are at 45% level in the board, and in NNPC leadership, we are at 37%. Of course, my amiable Amir, the leader of the industry, and the leader, of course, of NNPC, who is dealing with everything and anything that is going to stop us from achieving excellence, in the person of Mele Kyari, the human resources. Always listened at bottom line. And I'm happy that you recognize that I have to work on at the good bottom line. So thank you very much for all the support and the funding that you've been giving us for us to achieve what I want to achieve. I want to recognize all my GEDs here present. And of course, I can't recognize someone without mentioning his name. He is my mentor, my bearable leader in the person of Engineer Simbi Wobote. I'm recognizing for two reasons. Two reasons in the sense that first, he's a leader of the national content. People call it local content. He doesn't like it. You rather call it community content, CC. And so whether community or national or local or domestic, all we are gearing for is sustainable industrialization and in-country benefit from the value chain of the oil and gas. Thank you for doing all the good job. And my board members and my friends, I really want to recognize them, particularly those in NAPIMS. Frankly speaking, when I started here, you know, my stand, I didn't need to talk. Let the work speak for itself. But because we insisted, I have no option. Exactly 2 years ago, in the month of March 2020, I was told to go to NAPIMS. Obviously, I need to talk to the person, ask me to go and do the job. What exactly do you want me to go and do in NAPIMS? And he said, this is your cost of production. And I said, yes, the last I checked was 33. He said, no, it's not 33, it's $37 per barrel. And do you know what your OPEX is? It's $21 per barrel. And he said, if there's anything I want you to go and achieve, go and bring down this cost so that we can have a very efficient upstream. Today, upstreams represent the highest cost environment in the world. It was from him that I had that very ugly statistics. I've been in efficiency work for long. I know how difficult it is. The most difficult is to cut down cost. And I therefore know that I'm going to be confronted with very Herculean tasks. But I say, well, I have a job, I have to. I thought that is the only mandate I have. But little that COVID was also very much approaching us. The first news I got was that His Excellency of Lagos State has declared a lockdown and giving us, is it 5 or 7 days notice? And this was the day Musa Lawal and I appeared in NAPIMS for me to take over. And after taking over, I said, guys, what happened if this place was locked down? Everybody was raising his hand. He said, oh, we are going to have operational disruption. I said, what does operational disruption mean to us? They say, well, we can't have gas for power. They say, we can't have crude oil. If we don't have crude oil, there will not be going to be barrel for it to be converted to product. But most importantly, we are going to have a cash flow disruption. And I say, is it an option for us? They say, absolutely not an option. So I say, okay, haven't I identified some of the risks? Do we have a business continuity plan? Your guess is as good as mine as to the answer. We don't. Here we are. 5 days, there's going to be lockdown of the entire system. We have operation across land, swamp, shallow waters, deep waters. We use all kinds of logistics. Cars, in fact, from motorcycle to cars to trucks to buses, all the way to aviation asset, be it helicopter, be it jet, and we also have marine asset. In our shallow water, without marine, without helicopters, they are dead. How do you now coordinate all this logistics without having any breakdown to ensure continuity and sustained supply? Frankly, I just discovered that the issue of cost does not even arise. First, we have to hold on to the production and we make sure that it doesn't fail. And the only way we can do it is to anticipate what we can and then put mitigation measures. That is how we get back to what we call the business continuity plan. In developing the business continuity plan, we get some young people, like I remember Muiba, David, Sophie, and the rest of them. And we have ourselves in the room. Can we put together one? We are debating what business continuity plan. We started from disaster recovery system to emergency recovery and what have you, and we zero down, we say, okay, they all mean one and the same thing. Can we incorporate one? And we did. In order to benchmark it, we now start asking some of the best and the brightest that we see. ExxonMobil, can I please have your business continuity plan? Let me have a look at it. Okay, let me come back, and the rest of them, Shell, we don't have, and that's it. So we don't have help. So we say, okay, we got what we want. As if we know, on Monday, GMD declared what they call money operation report. And they say, can we have our business continuity plan? NAPIMS, we have one, we send it. That become the foundation for putting what NNPC used to develop the national business continuity plan for COVID. I think you should give that Now, we were able to do that, and I must commend and acknowledge the support we got from our operators. They were there on deck, they supplied all the information, all the assets that we need to do, and we make sure that we develop protocol, even before LCDC came out one. So we have an industry protocol that will ensure that everything that we needed to do is done. And we leverage, of course, upon headquarters of our companies. What we have something that worked throughout that period, not a day disruption in our operation. Oil continued to flow, gas continued to flow, power was there. As a matter of fact, we recorded the highest level of production in the day of 17 April 2020, 2.49 total national. NAPIMS did 2.09. So this way the situation, having us stabilize the operation, the next thing is at what cost? As we continue to do that, our cost is going north. Obviously the price of crude is going down. It gets to negative. And we're at $37 per barrel. Some, we have even $60, $68 per barrel. And so we say, what can we do? How can we be dealing with operational sustainability and cost fighting? And so we say we have to have a structured way. The industry come together and we put what we call NUCOM, which was launched again by the Honorable Minister and the GMD in this hall, the Nigerian Upstream Cost Optimization Program. That brought out the challenges that we have. There's total lack of visibility end-to-end about an asset. If you want to know anything about Shell or Exxon asset, you need to have in NAPIMS a chain of people, facility, petroleum engineering, you have production, you have planning, you have to put them together, and you talk this one, and you see that when you talk to this one is talking differently. There were two problems with that. We were creating confusion in our operators' mind. But as usual, when you see confusion, you try to take advantage of it. And the IOC decided to take advantage of that. I don't blame them, I will do the same thing. They deploy what they call value choice. If they are looking for approval, they go to SCM. If SCM is difficult, they go to petroleum engineering. If petroleum engineering is difficult, they go to whoever they can find their friend, be it in gas, be it everywhere. That's the problem. So we don't have a total picture of what it is. We say we have to develop that process. And so we decided to develop that process. Excellent process. But every process that shows us, it doesn't give us end-to-end view on our assets. And we say, what can we do? We need to re-engineer and re-architecture our business model. And our operating model in particular. That was when we come with the concept of asset-based management as again the functional-based management we're deploying. The asset-based management combined with the process system brought about three major changes that we have to deal with. Disruption in the case of COVID, using a new business architecture, and at the same time, trying to make sure that you fight the cause that you're fighting. And that wouldn't have been possible without very robust change management. And so we deploy an excellent change management, very robust. The good thing about change management, all the processes, right from mapping out what the problem were, to identify what can be done and what the benefit that can be done, we are able to do that by ourselves because all the solutions were co-created by NAPIMS team. That co-creation gives us a very solid pedestal for change management. So when we come to the deployment of change management, it was basically something that we are all agreed to do. We know why we are doing it. There's definition of what is the need for everybody. What is the need for everybody is accomplishment, career success, and everything that you can think about. Anything that you can call professionalism. It was difficult, they say one of the most difficult things we're going to encounter are the operators, but I must confess and must acknowledge the members of the OPTS here. They were fantastic, beyond what I ever think that they can. Our IPPG didn't leave us alone. They brought some local content, local solution, that if we combine the two, we'll be able to deploy what we need to deploy. And we did that. And so we came together, we said, okay, now that we have the process, now that we have the organization, what else can we do? We need to test that against the best and the brightest in the world. So we took some 7 Fortune 500 companies that are in the energy sector. And we checked what are they doing right. And we found out that we're on the right path, we validated that, but we need to benchmark our processes. They stand out to be